Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky Crit. Ever since the reveal of Fire Emblem Engage, we've been getting drip-fed tidbits of information through the Fire Emblem Japanese Twitter account, much of which has been graciously translated by Satsuma FS and Serenus Forest, so cheers to you guys. And while a lot of this is really basic stuff, I wanted to share some of my thoughts on this latest info, and open your minds to some potential speculation about this upcoming entry in the Fire Emblem series. If you'd like to see everything, be sure to follow Lucky Crit on Twitter, as I'll be sharing everything that we find out up to the game's release. Firstly, what I find interesting about Alear and the take on the main character this time around is that Alear's body has been widely known about since the original war. In fact, Alear has simply been asleep, and society has charged individuals with the sole purpose of guarding Alear's body as Dragon Guardians indefinitely should Alear ever wake. These Dragon Guardians are Fram and her brother Cram, as well as the older knight Vander. It seems that Alear's body is within a tower in the Holy Land of Lethos. It's interesting that Alear's body has been so important to society for so long. It would be like Marth's corpse laying in a bed somewhere for 33 generations, except, divine dragon sleeping magic. It's kinda strange. Regardless, let's get into the character info that we've gotten so far. Vander is a 32nd generation Dragon Guardian, who protects the divine dragon in the Holy Land of Lethos. He's cared for the sleeping Alear for a long time, and is a reliable ally who has sworn an oath of loyalty. He puts his duty as guardian first, and is very serious and strict. Along with these character introduction clips, the official Twitter account has also been sharing videos of them performing critical hits in battle. In my analysis of the original trailer, I pointed out how conspicuous it was that we didn't see any kind of cut-in animation for Chloe, and since then, we've seen a handful of other crit animations that do in fact confirm that the critical portrait cut-ins are now a thing of the past. On the bright side though, the camera does zoom in on the characters' faces, providing a similar effect, and we also get some more flashy crit animations, more akin to some of the better ones from past games, so that's pretty exciting. Vander's, in particular, is quite awesome, so hopefully there will be a lot more great ones to come. Next we have info on the lovely Fram. Fram is a 33rd generation Dragon Guardian, who protects the Divine Dragon, also in the Holy Land of Lethos. She's Cram's younger twin sister, and is more confident and energetic than him. Although Fram is a Dragon Guardian, it seems that her admiration of Alear is more akin to the idolization of a fan than it is loyalty. A cool detail to note here is that Fram and Cram's braids are opposite of each other. Notable here, and continuing on from our analysis last time, is that Fram's starting class is Monk. The Monk class in Engage is a war monk that heals allies with staves, and are also adept at self-defense from Chikong training. This explains the healing icon that we saw last time. In her crit animation, Fram kicks the enemy, showcasing that brawling this time around will also include more than just fisticuff attacks, so that's also pretty cool. We saw characters inflicting this break status on enemies in the original trailer, but it's becoming much clearer that this mechanic will be a pretty big one in this game. In this clip in particular, Fram appears to cause the enemy to drop or break their weapon, so I wonder if break will unequip the enemy's weapon, and attacks like criticals will have a much higher chance of doing so. Perhaps this makes follow-up attacks with other allies much easier to do so, without fear of repercussions. Next is Fram's brother Cram. Cram has also been loosely translated as Clan, but considering we got the official localization for Flan as Fram, I'm assuming he's gonna be Cram. Cram is also a 33rd generation Dragon Guardian, once again also defending Alear together with Vander. He's the twin brother of Fram, and was beside Alear when they woke up. Cram is a gentle boy, and takes care of Alear as part of his job, but is also a fan of them. In Cram's attack animation, we get to see what magical critical hits will look like in Engage, and we also get confirmation that magic will not cost HP like it does in Gaiden and Echoes, meaning that Celica's ring and the magic used with it, especially when engaging with it, is just a throwback to Gaiden and Echoes, and that's why that one costs HP. Pretty fun. Vander is a 32nd generation Dragon Guardian, and Fram and Cram are 33rd generation, so I wonder if they're related somehow. Maybe he's their grandfather? Perhaps not, since we're missing a generation there, unless he's diligently watched his entire life and his offspring never took over the mantle until Fram and Cram came along. Instead, maybe Vander was just training them to take his place someday. We also got the info revealed for the character of Alfred. Alfred is the first prince of the kingdom of Firene. You'll remember this kingdom and its people referred to as the Firenes when we were looking at the outfit screen from the trailer. Interestingly, Firene is the spring kingdom, and not the autumn kingdom like many of us would have assumed. Alfred is a carefree young man who fights with a divine dragon. He is kind and a hedonist who loves training and flowers. I had to look it up to be certain, as I recalled hedonist not being the best adjective to describe someone, and it's one whose pursuits are centered around pleasure. Perhaps this is just a slightly strange localization quirk, and what they mean is that Alfred seeks happy and joyous pursuits. Because otherwise, we've got another Sylvain here.
It's your lucky day.
It seems even Alfred has visited the sleeping Alir many times, even with his companions, Goosephone, and this unfortunate soul who really needs some head-enlarging pills. Man, I hope he gets the help he needs by the time the game comes out. I also hope they change the synced-up blinking, because multiple people blinking at the exact same time is just plain creepy. We also, of course, got a clip of Alfred performing a critical hit. And in this scene, featuring Fram and Cram bringing in Vander to show him that Alir has awoken, we can see that gone are the typical character dialogue portraits, save for Alir, which is an interesting choice. Alir's mouth is also a little wooden looking in this part, so hopefully that will get touched up too. This clip showcases a base conversation between Alir and Marth, where it's revealed that Marth has always been by Alir's side, watching over their sleep. So I wonder if Marth will have a more specific connection with Alir, or if this is just highlighting the fact that these lords are watching over this world. What's great about this clip of pretty typical combat between Alir with Marth's ring against an enemy corrupted is the weight behind each strike. There's a distinct jarring clang with each clash, and it feels really good to watch. They've done a great job here with the animations so far. I also wanted to touch upon the fact that there is the question of whether or not we're going to see S-rank supports again in Fire Emblem Engage. The early leak of the support screen did not feature any S supports. This could either be because there aren't any, and this game will be going back to being much more traditional, or because they hadn't been programmed in yet at the time that this screenshot was taken. There's also the possibility that perhaps the developers, in retrospect, didn't like the way that supports were managed in previous entries. It's been debated quite a bit in the fan community, but many support threads that resulted in S-rank marriages just didn't feel quite right with their progression. Like slapping a happy ending in a wedding abruptly after a series of supports about two people arguing, for example. Some were a bit jarring in their execution. So maybe it could be possible that we'll see paired character endings or something similar, but with more linear and well-executed routes from C to A rank. We're just gonna have to wait and see. It's still not clear exactly how engaging will work, whether or not there's a specific small pool of characters who can interact with each ring, fusing with the classic character and getting a new outfit, or if anyone from your barracks can, but only a handful will be able to get the distinct non-generic outfit, considering it would take a lot of effort to create brand new outfits of fused characters for every single combination. Perhaps it's weapon type based, which is what I'm thinking, but that would have further implications about the mechanics of this game. If you'd like to learn more about my thoughts on this, check out my analysis of the first trailer here. What's noteworthy is that with the fusions that we've witnessed so far, each of these only occurred with a character wielding the same weapon type as the ring they equipped. Alir, who wields swords, fuses with Marth, Alfred, who wields lances, fuses with Sigurd, and Celine, who wields magic, fuses with Celica. I'd say it's either specific character based with each ring. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.